US Highway 380 is one of the most congested highways in the northern portion of the Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex. With an overall expansion project commencing through Collin and Denton counties, this project has been in the planning phases since 2017 and has been sorely needed for over a decade. What's going on, everyone? My name's CoolTitanium68, and in today's Automotive Wednesday video and in our ongoing discussion over US Highway 380, we're going to be talking about US Highway 380's Princeton Bypass loop. Now, the entire expansion of US Highway 380 through the northern portion of DFW has been split up into multiple separate projects, with Collin counties being split up into 5, including one in Denton County. This is one of the 3 bypass loops along US Highway 380 through Collin County. The other 2 bypass loops are in McKinney, which we again discussed a few weeks ago. Sorry about that, just been busy. And then in Farmersville, which we will be discussing in the next video. Now, running around 11.8 miles, this loop will include both a bypass loop around Princeton as well as the expansion of US Highway 380 over Lavon Lake. Now, for those of y'all that are probably wondering what that's going to look like, this is kind of what it looks like. The dashed line is what was concluded from that 2020 feasibility study, and then the dark blue with the teal and the orange alignments are what they've came up with coming into this corridor study. With a comprehensive feasibility study of 380 in Collin County being done in 2020, the plan was to split up US Highway 380 further into 5 segments, and then with the last 2 being the Farmersville bypass and then the Spur 399 extension, which we'll discuss over the next few videos. Now, this project in general plans to have a total of 8 main lanes with 2 frontage roads. Now, currently through this corridor, it's either 4 to 6 lanes. Through most of McKinney, pretty much, I don't remember exactly where it starts, but I know at least from Airport Road all the way through Princeton and even going above the lake, it is a 4-lane highway. It is currently in the plans to expand to 6 lanes through that whole area. They did actually just award the ready to lets. Well, I think the ready to let dates either came out this month in March for 380, or it comes out in April or sometime later. It's either this month or in April that they just awarded the 380 projects to widen that between I think the east side of McKinney going all the way through to Princeton from 4 lanes to 6 lanes. But in general, this project will be an 8-lane highway. So the main lanes will be 8 lanes, and there will be 2 eastbound and westbound frontage road lanes on either side with a shared use path. Now, going over the lake, this will still be the main thing, and this is kind of what it looks like now with the filled sections. So at the Lavon Lake, the filled sections, it's a 4-lane highway with a set of bridges and at a small point. In Princeton, it is a 6-lane with a raised median, and then over the lake, it is a 4-lane with the raised median, but then you've got the bridge sections over here. What will happen, as I've shown before, is going to be that 8 lanes with the 2 frontage roads, and then going over the filled sections will still be we'll have the 8 main lanes just on that filled section, just widened out, and then they'll have 2 frontage road lanes with the shared use path on either side. Now, again, kicking off towards the end of 2021, this project would collect data for many months leading up to its first public meeting on August 2nd, 2022, with public comments to be submitted over the next 2 weeks, ending on August 17th. The reason why this project exists, again, it was to improve mobility and safety along the corridor, as well as improve US 80 to current highway standards, while also increasing capacity as the area around Princeton was starting to get built up. Now, the given alignment at this public meeting is still almost identical to what the feasibility study was back in 2020. What they've done is they've taken the north and northeast sections and just pushed it up just a little bit farther to accommodate a lot more of the development going on. And then there are 2 alignments here along the very western side of the Sister Grove floodplain, basically to show kind of what they can do. So within the 2020 feasibility study route, this would have actually displaced about 72 residents inside that Princeton Crossroads neighborhood. But with the new alternatives, there were 2 build ones at that area, and both depended on how far into the Sister Grove floodplain the highway will be built on. Now, alternative A would push the whole project to $1.12 billion, but would displace 31 residents. And pretty much what they would do, if I can move over to the Princeton neighborhood, here we go. What they did is this whole area here along this highway would just be built out as the highway, which is why it would displace a good 31 residents. Now, with alternative B, it wouldn't displace any residents. However, it would have cost an additional 30. And as I'll show here, what they've done is they'll just use more of the Sister Grove Park. Well, not the Sister Grove Park, because that's all right around here. They'd use more of the Sister Grove floodplain and just build into that. Through the 380 corridor in Princeton, again, this highway is a 4 to 6 lane divided roadway. And it used to have an undivided middle lane for drivers to turn left, but they did build a raised median in the mid 2010s. And in the coming months, again, US Highway 380 is going to widen from 4 to 6 lanes from just east of McKinney all the way to the east side of Princeton, with that ready to let they either set for, I think it's either this month or next month in April of 25. Now, as we take a look at some of the schematics, this is supposed to be concurrent with a lot of the other developments like the 380 bypass loop. But with this being sectioned off, they do have to just they can't factor in anything else on top of that. But from here, it looks like a lot of the old, I believe these are just like used in junkyard and like junk cars over here, right off of 380 and County Road 330. That'll be pretty much all hopefully relocated at some point. But then going over the Big Branch development, they're going to have a proposed local road that'll serve, I believe, that is going to be at least these crushed concrete plants over here on the south side. They'll also bring Business 380, which will become West Princeton Drive, farther up north. Taking a look at the second schematic. A lot of this stuff is pretty much going to be sitting on quote unquote undeveloped land. It's pretty much what's going to happen is that they will have to buy this right of way out because there probably is future development in that area, but it's not going to be like that big of a deal for a lot of this area. Pretty much a big thing is when they bring in the future Princeton Parkway, which is going to be right up around here, if I'm correct. Oh no, sorry, I'm a little bit too far to the west. So right over here, they will build out the future of Princeton Parkway, which I'm not 100% sure which road that will be. Probably this one here. That is Dowland Parkway. So it's a good question to see where exactly they're going to build this, but it's going to pretty much come up here and it's going to kind of squeeze in here too. As we'll take a look, going farther east from this future connection going all the way over. This is going to bridge over this tributary right here. This is a tributary of the Sister Grove. I believe it's either the Trinity. No, sorry, this is the Ticky Creek tributary because the Tricky Creek is right here according to the map. Now if we move over to the next one, let me scoot this over. From here, what they will do, because this is going to be Farm to Market 75, just taking a look at that, that's right here. This is where they're going to come up and then they're going to start heading to the southeast. And again, they will rebuild this to a 4-lane roadway to allow for a new intersection here, and as they're just gonna pretty much just keep coming around to the southeast as they keep on building. Now for this unnamed tributary of Sister Grove Creek, they're actually just gonna build a new viaduct just going underneath the highway. So that is gonna be for, I believe it's this here, because this is a Sister Grove Creek tributary. They do need to be a little bit careful because there is new housing development that has already been built, and a lot of these houses are going to be relocated as well just because of them needing to build this out. Coming up to here at 1377, so that is going to be this road here. There will be a bridge going over that will then connect just to the south of an unnamed tributary of Sister Grove. So it's going to be right around here. And for a lot of this section, Farm to Market 458 will be torn down. And it's actually going to become a US 380 frontage road. What's going to happen is that all of this is going to be torn down. I believe this is going to follow. Yeah, so then this will follow Bowman Lane. So all of this will be torn out for Farm to Market 458. But all of this will be a part of the highway. This will just come around, as you can see here. The northbound 458 will become the frontage roads. And then the southbound will just come off of that frontage roads, coming over this unnamed tributary right over here for Sister Grove. And then as we go farther east, this is only going to be main lanes coming into the Sister Grove tributary and heading up to the Princeton Crossroads neighborhood. So after this, so this is right about the area where the bridge will end. And then so pretty much this area here will be at grade, and then there's going to be another bridge coming here, and it is going to be following this Sister Grove tributary and then coming up here. 380 will curve back up, you can see here, with a new intersection, and then there will be new exits for the frontage, like for 380, so that you can so that there are frontage roads basically coming over the lake as well. But there will be a new sound barrier that is going to be built on the very northeast side of this side of the Princeton Crossroads neighborhood, so that you're not having to worry about sound noise that much. Now, coming over the bridge, again, it's still going to be mostly an 8-lane it's still going to be an 8-lane highway, but everything on the north side here is going to be torn out since they've already pretty much built the housing developments here. But all this stuff here is going to be relocated. I don't think they have to take out that public boat ramp anymore. Yeah, so they don't have to take it out, but there is going to be a brand new interchange for the Twin Grove Park that will also bring out a road that will come farther south as they build this out. And as you can see, for most of the most of the areas that are already filled in, they're just going to widen this out to have the 8 lanes on here. They'll build the bridge, and of course what they'll do is they'll have the frontage road bridges out, but they're going to chop this off of the main 380 for County Road 559 so that it'll just feed directly onto the westbound frontage roads. And of course for the main lanes, there are going to be 1, 2, 3 bridges to account for the filled in sections of that area. And then as it comes in, the frontage roads will end probably right around here, at least the bridge parts, and then they'll come in. There's going to be a new intersection for Cattle Creek that is going to be above 380, and then it just ends somewhere, I think it's around here for County Road 560 is where they will eventually end, at least on for this section. Now, following the public meeting in 2022, the Texas DOT would take the next year and a half to refine the design, again with that design finalized by the fall of 23. The environmental assessment would be available for public review on September 12th with that final public meeting, and then public submissions would be available until September 27th, 2024. When it came to the Princeton Crossroads neighborhood, again, they went with alternative B to minimize residential impacts. With this, one of the other big concerns was the impact to the Army Corps of Engineers Wildlife Management area. And what they did is they expanded the easements to utilize more inaccessible land for said highway. Now, that final environmental assessment was published 2 months later on November 20th, 2024, utilizing the given alignments. Now, with the ready to let date set for 2027, this project now costs $979.2 million. With them utilizing alternative B, which doesn't displace any residents in the Princeton Crossroads neighborhood, this new budget is now just over 15% lower than the original budget of $1.15 billion calculated from the 2022 public meeting. With environmental clearance came the record of decision, which confirms again the same alignment they had been refining around the north side of Princeton. Now, as they accrue funding for the project, the DOT will have to acquire about 396 acres of right-of-way before that ready to let date set in 27. Exactly when in 27 is going to be a good question, especially since it's going to be probably another 6 months before we'll actually see the fiscal year 27 ready to let schedule at all. Fiscal year 25, I think, ends in August of this year, so there's still about 5 months left in the fiscal year 25, and that's usually when they'll make the fiscal year 26 and 27 ready to let dates, but we will see when that happens. Either way, with that, we are going to end the video right here, guys. Thank you so much for watching today's video over the 380 Princeton Bypass loop. If you liked what you just watched, make sure you guys like and subscribe down below. If you don't want to miss any future videos, whether it's more automotive videos like this or any of our aviation and mountain bike content, hit that bell icon so you don't miss any of our future videos when they drop on their respective days. Hope you guys have a great rest of your day and a great rest of your week. Peace.